evening, boys.
Good evening.
How we doing?
Welcome. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome on in to WPF, the When Pigs Can Fly Fantasy Football Show. We are your co-hosts, Sal Adams, Mr. Wesley Bryant, and the lovely Corey Lamberts. How you boys doing tonight?
Well,
I gave him too much gas.
I can tell you what, I am not worried about a hurricane where I'm at.
Yeah, me either. Even though it's right outside that window right there.
You guys can't see it through the window, but he's shaking in his boots.
Yeah.
No, is it going to hit you guys over there?
A little bit. I think the anticipated rainfall was supposed to be mostly overnight tonight and all day tomorrow.
Oof.
No type of
Florida.
evacuation type stuff or anything?
No, people are evacuating to here.
Oh.
Where we are in Georgia, so it's not.
Let me in.
Yeah.
Yeah. If truth be told, I actually didn't even know about it until like Monday afternoon, Tuesday morning. We had a briefing at my work, and I was like, "What are you guys talking about?" Like, "Oh yeah, we got people evacuated from the hurricane." What hurricane? What are you guys talking about?
Yeah, I just heard about it the other day.
I thought hurricane season was over.
Yeah.
Well, all right. We're switching things up a little bit here with the show. We have decided that based on some community feedback that we're going to go ahead and split this Wednesday night show that we've been doing, the Studs and Duds show. We're going to split it into two parts from now on. A lot of viewers that are tuning in for the Studs and Duds and the more general weekly fantasy football focused stuff are here for that, So we're going to split it into two portions. That's going to be our first part of the show. And then the second part of the show is going to be more geared towards our specific Dynasty League. So the three of us are in a Dynasty League together that we started, the Dynasty League. League by us for us. We've had a lot of fun with that. So the second part of the show is going to be geared toward that. You are more than welcome to get weird with us and hang out for that portion of the show too. Just wanted to kind of make notice of... Corey, you're gonna have to explain yourself, brother.
I thought the file was later.
But
My mistake.
it's coming, man. But
So
anyways, that's it's gonna get split into two parts. And so, with that being said, boys, why don't we go right on ahead and jump into Studs and Duds? What do we think?
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Corey, you want to start us off tonight?
Yeah. Where do you want me to start? Quarterbacks, wide receivers, tight ends. What do you want to do?
Let's start off with your favorite stud of the week. Any position.
Oh my gosh. Well, then for that, because he's on my roster, I will start at tight end.
Okay.
And my stud at tight end this week was Jake Fergie.
Okay. Good pick.
Wow,
Good
6
pick.
of 11.
Showed up, huh?
Yeah,
about
finally,
time,
thank
huh?
God. Still lost, but hey. 6 of 11 for 95 yards, 21.5 points on our league scoring. But yeah, it was an impressive showing, even though the Cowboys look like a lost team out there.
Hey, Corey.
You don't have to say it.
Good luck this week, bud.
Thanks. I have made a living in fantasy football taking down juggernauts.
All
Just so you know. Yeah.
Go ahead, Sal.
It's never happened. Who's your dud?
Oh, my dud was another one of my guys, Foster Moreau. 1 of 2,
Okay.
2 yards.
Hey.
That gives him an average depth of target, 2 yards. Average everything is 2 yards.
It's bad. That's bad.
2.2 points. So
I wonder how much money he made per yard. Anyway,
a lot. Yeah, I'll go ahead and jump in next. My tight end stud for the week, Mr. Cole Kmet. Cole Kmet had a great game. 10 receptions, 97 yards, and a touchdown. In our tight end premium league, that's 35.7 points. That's not going to be your typical scoring. For your typical scoring PPR league, you're going to be looking at 25.7 points if my maths.
yeah, I think it's
which is really good for a tight end. We did that so our league was a little bit, more level with, each position. We just like that way. Cole Kmet, he's my guy for the week. My dud, Trey McBride. Trey McBride had a couple really good games this week. In your typical PPR format, 3 catches for 25 yards is going to get you 5.5 points. Not what you expected when you were drafting Trey McBride to be a top 5 tight end this year. Anybody that you got?
He was playing the Lions, so
Yeah, sure. He's not a running back playing the Lions, though.
that's true. That's worse.
But you drafted him to be a top 5 tight end. When he puts up a stinker like that, it's no bueno. Who you got, Mr. Wesley?
My stud is another than the guy that's been snoozing so far this year. Dallas Goedert. 10 catches.
Oh, yeah.
170 yards.
Finally.
Yeah, he finally went off. Like you said, our league, 37 points. I think regular PPR is 27 points, but still.
Yep.
Yeah, about time he shows up. I can maybe take him off my bench now in some of my leagues.
Yeah,
Who
he'll get a
knows?
0.
Yeah.
He might be worth a start.
I know. He might be a Foster Moreau next week. Dud. I don't know how he starts off the season so strong and then comes up with Isaiah Likely. 1 catch for 4 yards.
Oh, yeah. Bad game.
So
It's safe to say that the tight end position in this game for them kind of was phased.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah,
Mark Andrews didn't do anything either.
no.
Wild. Unexpected for them because they've always been so tight end heavy with Mark Andrews, you know?
Well, especially considering their coordinator came from Georgia and basically made Brock Bowers the highlight of their offense.
Yeah.
You figured that would translate perfectly to Mark Andrews, and it
Not here.
this year, at least not this year it didn't, but
Not so far. We're only 3 games in.
yeah.
It's too early to freak out, but it's getting to be about that time where maybe we should hit the panic button. You want to go next, Wes, or you want me to?
I'll go.
Okay.
Let's go. You know what? Since you mentioned this, let's go running back next.
Okay.
My stud of the week is same game. Derrick Henry.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with that pick.
25 rushes, 151 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's 30.4 fantasy points. Ours is it's just PPR, right?
Just PPR.
So
Yep.
it's-
We don't have PPC in this one.
So tight end premium is the only thing that's kind of really off. But yeah, Derrick Henry, he doesn't mess around. He's got some crazy strict diet. I don't know if you guys seen what he came out. Yeah, King Henry. For sure.
Yep.
He preaches by like a temple. So still running people over. But
I agree with that.
The dud, and you kind of already alluded to this. James Conner, that Detroit Lions run defense is stout.
Ridiculous.
9 carries, 17 yards, and 1 catch for 8 yards.
Yeah, the Detroit Lions run defense. Yeah, that's bad. The Detroit Lions defense has actually posted consecutive dud weeks for the opposing running back. That's something worth noting for you Zach Charbonnet and or Kenneth Walker owners looking ahead at this week. So,
Correct.
I'm going to run ahead and jump into this one. I'll go last in the next one. I'm going to go ahead and tell you my stud. My stud for the week, completely unexpected for me. 21 carries, 114 yards, 5 catches for 55 yards and a touchdown. Mr. Chuba Hubbard.
Oh,
Carolina Panthers. Where did that come from?
Who knew?
I mean,
from everyone.
yeah, I mean, my goodness, that was quite a game from him. He's a stud this week, man. I think he was the top fringe top 5 running back in the week. Yeah, no, not this week. About that guy.
Matchup.
Oh
ever.
man, we were so wrong.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, that was
I mean, I did have the lock for that Raiders. I'm blanking.
Yeah.
Yes.
We were calling for the Raiders to smack them around. Boy, were we wrong. My dud for the week. Yeah, my dud for the week. Actually, a guy that I predicted to be a lock in his team's matchup. I had noted that he came into the game with no less than 14 carries or 5 targets in any game this year. This game, he had 6 carries for 14 yards and 3 receptions for 15 yards. 5.9 points. Tony Pollard, you disappointed me, my friend. You disappointed me. He is my dud on the week.
We both had a lock that was a dud in the running back room. DeAndre Swift.
Oh,
Goodness me. Oh man,
Corey,
that
let's
leaves
hear it, man.
me. All right,
Yes, sir.
cool. My I'll start with my stud. It was a Seahawk coming up this week. They're gonna have a tough matchup, but Zach Charbonnet,
Oh
18
yeah.
carries,
Oh yeah.
18 carries, 91 yards, 2 tutties, 25 fantasy points. Excuse me. Had a heck of a game this week. Last minute, another one of those Kenneth Walker oblique things. So if you own him, watch for that.
Mhm.
But I wouldn't start. They're Lions this week, so I don't know. Do what you
You
want,
might
but
want to start
I,
Geno Smith, but
yeah, maybe. Yeah, but then moving on to my dud, I don't know, man. This was pretty close to about the same about what your guy got. What your dud had was 11 carries, 30 yards, 3 receptions for 28 yards, but it was on 5 targets, 8 points total in fantasy in our league, and it was Devin Achane.
oh
Yeah.
Uh, huge
Yeah.
dud.
Yep.
But not that anybody really expected him to be much of a stud, let alone the rest of that offense. Now that Tua's gone and then Skylar
Mhm.
Thompson went down.
I have a hard time
Um,
picking duds when they got quarterback issues like that, but I hear
yeah,
you.
but the
Yeah,
running back position
Cherry
shouldn't
picking.
matter.
right.
Yeah, running back position should be
Yeah,
irrelevant when it has a quarterback issue. But still, that offense, whew,
They stunk.
man,
They're bad.
not good. So yeah, those are my studs
Not
and duds
good.
at running back. So
Not good. Well, I guess I haven't gone first yet. I'm the only one of us who hasn't gone first yet, huh?
correct. Yeah, yes, it hasn't been. You haven't gone first yet.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead with our quarterbacks for the week. So my stud on the week is a guy that I did pick as a fantasy lock this week. It's Mr. Joey Ice. Joe Burrow, 31.4 fantasy points on the week. The team took the loss. That's okay. 29 of 38 in passing, 324 yards, 3 touchdowns. Not bad. It was a slugfest between him and Jaden Daniels. It was a good game.
not a single punt, not a single turnover.
First time in
Amazing.
how many years?
It was insane.
So
As long as I can remember.
sorry to interrupt.
Uh-oh. Could it be?
What is that?
Oh, man, here it comes. It's Shannon's poop pile.
Oh boy, here we go.
Gross.
To a QB. He completed 50% of his passes. 10% of
Shannon.
my poop pile of the week goes to a QB. He completed 50% of his passes. 10% of his pass attempts resulted in an interception. He rushed 8 times for a grand total of 24 yards, which is disappointing because his legs are supposed to be one of his best assets. So my poop pile award goes to Anthony Richardson. Now granted, he is one of the youngest QBs in the league, and he's only started 18 times since high school, so he still has a lot to learn. But I'm going to have to award my poop pile of the week for week 3 to Anthony Richardson.
Oof, Anthony Richardson. Ooh, man, stunk it up.
Gosh,
He did, too. Bad week.
so hard, man. God, I hate
Imagine drafting him early. Bad week. Thank you,
Who
Shannon.
knew? Thank you, Shannon. Thank you.
Shannon
Thank
for the poop pile of the week. Corey is his next victim.
you. God.
I'll go ahead on into my duds now. That's got to be everybody's favorite portion of this show. My dud for the week, he had a decent game statistically, in the sense of passing yards, fantasy points. He stunk it up. You drafted this guy in the back half of the first round, early portion of the second round at the latest, especially in a super flex. 10.94 fantasy points on the week out of this quarterback. He is a top 3 to 5 quarterback on everybody's scales. It's Jalen Hurts. 29 of 38 for 311 yards, 0 touchdowns, an interception, and a fumble lost. It's just not the numbers you expect out of your guy you're going to draft that early.
No, that was an ugly game, man. It was ugly.
Yeah.
Ugly.
Go ahead, Corey. What you got?
Well, my stud was actually unexpected from everybody this season after their actual starting quarterback that they drafted high went down and is out for the season. So an NFC North division rival of our Detroit Lions, Mr. Sam Darnold.
Oh, yeah.
Man, what a start that kid is having. 17
Yeah.
to 28, 181 yards. Not really that great on the yardage portion, but 4 passing touchdowns.
Yeah.
No interceptions. 31 fantasy points at the quarterback position. That's the kind of numbers you're looking for, not the Jalen Hurts numbers.
That's correct.
Doug's
Geno
side.
Smith. Is Sam Darnold
Good.
next Geno Smith? He's not writing back, huh?
It's
Uh,
crazy. It's crazy. He's been in the league 7 years now. He's only 27.
He's
27 years old. Mm-hmm.
Dude,
It's
that's a
it's amazing
seasoned
what can
vet
happen.
and years of experience. But as
Yeah.
far as age goes, I mean, there's rookies that are 26 this year that are quarterbacks, right?
Mm-hmm. There's 2 quarterbacks in college right now that played this past Saturday that are older than that.
Right.
Seventh year seniors? I don't know.
Yeah,
That's right. Who's your dud, brother?
Goodness gracious. My dud is another Monday night game. The guy that gets paid a ton of money to be as average as Daniel Jones, Trevor Lawrence.
Oof.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah,
21 of 38, 178, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. The touchdown was closer to garbage time second half, but they were already down a lot. And if you watched that game, by halftime you were flipping over to the
Commanders game.
Bengals Commanders game, which was significantly more entertaining to watch.
Yeah, it was a
And
good
just
game.
as equally as hurtful for me since I didn't start Terry McLaurin. But he had 11.42 fantasy points. Not what you want out of your number 1 starting quarterback. Not a good week. Not a good start for him at all.
No.
All around bad.
Wes?
My guy's a stud. Finally went off. This game was over at halftime. Josh Allen.
Too easy.
38.92 fantasy points. Well, last week he stunk. Last week was.
What do you have? 4 touchdowns?
Yeah, he had 4 touchdowns, 23 for 30, 263 yards. No, last week he only had 11 points fantasy. Him and Lamar Jackson.
It was that week
last year.
Yeah.
Last week. And my dud is, they'll figure it out eventually. They gotta get somebody to protect the line before they can put their rookie in. But Jacoby Brissett, man, what a stink.
Oh yeah.
12 for 18.
Bad.
Didn't even break 100 yards at 98. 3.92 fantasy points.
Ooh.
Bad.
Hopefully he was on all your benches.
Yeah. Speaking of
If you're
bad,
starting Brissett, you're in trouble.
yeah.
Trading for picks.
Yeah. Hopefully you have your own first round pick if he's one of your starters. So
Yeah.
That's true. Wide receivers are up next. Corey, you want to start?
Sure. As much as I hate to do this because I loathe the coaching staff there, but Chicago's own Rome Odunze had a heck of a week. Even though
Rookie
the overrated Caleb Williams was throwing in the ball, 6 of 11, 112 yards, 1 tutty for 23.4 fantasy points. Looked good.
Yeah, he did.
They were playing the Colts suspect defense, which I
Which is why I picked DeAndre Swift.
incorrectly
Yes. So
thought that the Colts were going to dominate that game.
Oh yeah.
But that was awesome, and they fought over who got the touchdown, the football after Caleb threw him his first touchdown pass. So it was funny. It's kind of a
Obviously,
celebration.
the quarterback's getting that.
Of course,
Yeah.
yeah. So, and then my dud,
They'll just cut it in half and share it.
yeah.
Roman's
that ball's
gonna
actually going. That ball's actually going to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, immediately.
No.
Who's your dud?
Oh my
gosh! Who's your dud?
Sorry. My dud is the guy I actually picked to be a lock this week was Jackson Smith and Jigba. He did catch all of his targets, which is good for efficiency, but for only 39 yards and no touchdowns. 6.9 fantasy points.
How many targets did he have this week?
3. He's 3 of 3.
Targets went down significantly for he and DK Metcalf both. Fortunately for DK, he salvaged his day with I believe it was a long touchdown.
A long touchdown, yeah.
They were averaging about 9 or 10 targets per game between the first 2 games, and neither one of them had very many targets. That was an interesting stat. Wes, you want to jump in next? Or you want me to go?
I'll go. You can end it.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Man, we all knew his day was coming. Little off-season issues. Jamar Chase.
Oh yeah. Oh
Jamar
man.
Chase. T. Higgins come back healthy. Jamar Chase. They have 2 wide receivers.
We called it.
Yeah. 29.8 fantasy points, 6 for 7, 6 receptions out of 7 targets, 118 yards, 2 touchdowns. Big game for him. And another guy, this guy has been called out as dud before, I think. Or I think I told people not to play him. Mike Evans. 2 catches, 3 targets.
Yep.
17 yards, 3.7 fantasy points.
Yeah, no bueno.
Surprising that they played that bad this week.
Yeah.
My wide receiver stud on the week, incredibly unexpected. I think people expected this guy to have an uptick with all the injuries surrounding him. Literally every offensive weapon on their team right now is hurt. Juan Jennings.
Oh, Juwan Jennings.
Juwan Jennings.
Oh, I'm calling him Juan.
Juan. There's a second A in there. It's 2 of them.
Juwan. I'm calling him Juan.
He's the only one.
46.5 fantasy points, 11 receptions, 175 yards. Not 1. Not 2. 3 of them touchdowns, boy.
3 of them.
That is insane. He was the player of the week in my opinion. Came out of nowhere. Where did he go? What happened?
Goodness.
My dud on the week. He would have had 10 fantasy points, and I might have cut him some slack. But due to a lost fumble, he dropped below 10 fantasy points. 4 receptions for 67 yards. This is a guy you're drafting in top 3 picks overall. C.D. Lamb, Darian DeLeon Lamb. 4 receptions for 67 yards and a lost fumble. 8.7 fantasy points. That's unacceptable. I can't have that.
Yeah.
Not out of a guy like that. He is my dud for the week. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your studs and duds for the week. Not bad. Some of those guys were locks for us in both columns. The studs and the duds columns. We'll just really quickly, something that we're going to add into the show. We're going to do this every couple, 3, maybe 4 weeks. I'm just going to quick run through the power rankings for each position, just so you can kind of get a feel for who's top dog at their position, and some guys are going to surprise you. So we'll just go ahead with the quarterbacks, rounding out 5, Baker Mayfield, 4, Lamar Jackson, 3, Jaden Daniels. Rookie Jaden Daniels is QB3 on the season. It's only been 3 weeks. Number 2, Sam Darnold. And number 1, Josh Allen.
Believe I have
couple of
guys.
Just stop down there, okay? Just stop.
Couple surprising names on that list. Jaden Daniels, Sam Darnold. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Yeah.
I think everybody knows I would love if Jaden Daniels did, but how do I justify starting him over C.J. Stroud or Jordan Love when he's healthy? I don't know what I'm going to do when I'm in that situation. Moving right along, running backs. Number 5, Breece Hall. 4, Kyron Williams. 3, even after a bad week, Devon Achane. Number 2, the old man, Alvin Kamara. And then number 1, Saquon Barkley. You expected those guys to be near the top, certainly at 3 weeks in the season. Maybe not Kamara to be number 2, scoring like he has.
Yeah.
It's been, those are names that you expect.
He missed practice
wide receiver.
today, so we'll see. He might have
he's playing.
For all you Giants fans that thought Saquon wasn't that great, that's why the Eagles paid him.
Yeah. Wide receivers. Number 5, Justin Jefferson. Number 4, this is one big game, right? But Juwan Jennings, he is number 4 right now. That 46.5 point performance really helps boost you after only 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Number 3, Chris Godwin. I don't think any of us anticipated him being number 3 this far.
He's Baker
this point.
Mayfield's favorite target right now.
Efficient as heck.
Efficient. Oh yeah,
all
against
over.
everybody. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Rashee Rice. I think at the beginning of the season it was a hot commodity. Yeah, everybody wanted to know who was going to be Patrick Mahomes' guy. That wasn't named Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce is not the guy, and it's because it's Rashee Rice. I think he had 16 targets this weekend. Yeah, it was a lot. Travis Kelce, I believe 2 weeks ago, Corey said the fall off is real and it's real fast. Thus far, it has been a fall off and it has happened fast.
Yeah.
Number 1, rookie wide receiver, Mr. Neighbors.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was excited for this part of the show because there are some names that you just weren't ready for.
Yeah.
Number one wide receiver through 3 weeks is Malik Neighbors, and it's been pretty consistent. So pretty cool. Tight end number 5, even after a stinker of a week, Isaiah Likely. Number 4, also a stinker of a week, Mr. McBride. Trey McBride. Number 3, a surprise, but I don't know how big of a surprise, but Cole Kmet.
Oh,
Okay.
a big game will do.
3,
Yeah.
2, Brock Bowers, rookie Brock Bowers, and number 1, Dallas Goedert, also a big game.
Oh my goodness.
But what's crazy to me, you think about the big 3 in the NFL the last couple of years, Kelsey, Andrews, Hawkinson. No, Hawkinson is hurt, but
Kittle.
Dalton Schultz, George Kittle, none of those guys are in there.
Mhm.
They're not in the top
None of
5 right
them.
now. It's only 3 weeks in. Don't hit the panic button yet. Don't get too excited, but
Sam Laporta.
Yeah.
where did he go? Us Lions fans are
Still
not
trying to
loving
find
that.
I'd say rest until after the bye week, honestly.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I don't have a problem with that at this point. Yeah, let him get healthy. It's a
We
low
got
ankle
we got
strain,
an
so
early
it's
bye
not
too,
as
so let him heal
Yeah.
up.
yeah. What is a week 5 bye week? Isn't that
I
crazy?
know, it's insane.
But that's cool. We got a long rest this week going into the Monday night game, and then we got the bye week, so that's cool. So that is your power rankings for the first 3 weeks. Positions. Let us know if that's something that you want to keep hearing or not. I just figured that'd be something fun we could do. And again, that's in the PPR format, so that does make a little bit of a difference on those rankings, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Moving right along, we're going to go into our TNF, picks and locks, making sure that you guys get a little bit of this action out of us.
We might make that last segment, that last little snippet. We might make that every week because it'll be really interesting to see how quickly those change around.
It's going to fluctuate. Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
I think that could be fun.
Thursday Night Football.
Wes, kick us off, man.
Oh boy.
Cowboys?
Man. Jeez.
Cowboys, Giants.
Cowboys,
Who's your pick? Who's your lock?
Giants. Oh,
Do you want spreads? Do
You
you
know-
want?
no,
What do you?
you know how bad I want to just pick the Giants just because?
Yeah.
I can't do it though. The Cowboys are
Yeah.
gonna bounce back. Dak's gonna bounce back. CeeDee Lamb's gonna bounce back. Brandon Cooks might get some deep shots. Ezekiel Elliott might take a sip of the fountain of youth. But Cowboys are winning this. But big but. I believe Singletary for the Giants is gonna have a big week rushing.
Wow.
After what I just saw
Okay.
Derrick Henry do and what the Ravens did rushing, I think Derrick Henry's going to exploit that D.
Singletary.
Singletary. That's what I
Yes.
said.
Yeah. It's all good. You're good.
Did I say something else?
You said Henry. You said Henry's going to exploit it.
I said what Henry exploited.
Okay.
Last
Okay.
week.
So it's my
He's
bad.
gonna do the same thing.
Yeah, Singletary's going to do the same
That's
thing.
that's a ballsy pick. I like it. And you've got the Cowboys winning.
Yes.
This is at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. It is predicted to have good weather that game. Dallas is favored by only 6. I think coming into the season, everybody expected Dallas to be good. I'm just gonna go ahead and take life by the horns. We're gonna go with the Cowboys on this one. I wanted to take the Giants so bad. Stephen A. Smith was explaining why the Giants very well could beat the Cowboys in this game, and he hates the Cowboys too much. I've got the Cowboys winning this game. I think your fantasy lock for the week is not going to be Malik Neighbors, but is it Wandale? I like to say Wandale. It's Wandale, but
Yeah.
Wandale, mama, yeah.
Robinson?
Wandale Robinson is your fantasy lock for the week. I'm picking a sneaky lock. I think that they're going to be focused on Neighbors. I don't think Daniel Jones is going to be great. I think this defense is going to get after him. I think that Wandale is going to get some underneath stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's my lock.
8 and 11 targets, I think, a game. Something between there is what he's averaging.
That's part of my reason for picking Singletary. I mean, just
Yeah.
a little, oh, here comes Micah Parsons. Take the ball from me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If he doesn't trip over his own feet.
Okay, so I got Cowboys
Um,
Singletary. You got Cowboys and Wan'Dale Robinson. We both picked locks from the Giants. What do you got, Corey?
Mine was too easy. Um, Stephen A. did say the Cowboys could lose. The Giants could beat the Cowboys. Just because they can doesn't mean they will. Similarly to just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Hmm.
Say things like that on the air. Just a small note. But I'm picking the Cowboys too. And too easy. CD's going to get a redemption game. He's going to go off
I
almost
agree.
200 yards. I think he's going to get almost 200 yards and at least 2 touchdowns.
So you're going to say he's going to have a Detroit
Um,
Lions game?
Yeah,
Oof,
yeah.
that was rough.
He's going to have an insane day. He's going to go nuts. He's going to go ham. Sorry,
Boys.
try to keep it clean. But even though I am picking the Cowboys and everybody says, it's our year, it's not. It's still not.
No.
Stop saying it.
Dan Skipper did report, by the way.
He did. I heard it.
I was at the Dallas Cowboys versus Lions game when Dak threw for like 500 yards a couple years ago, maybe 3 years ago. It was a horrible experience. There was more Dallas Cowboy fans there than there was Lions fans. Brutal experience.
No, I want to reach to the screen and smack that fly on your headset right now.
Dude, for a second I thought that was like, dude, I thought you had like a animated thing, Phil. I was like, what is he doing?
Yeah, no, I'm taking you guys out. That is the end of the
over
first
here.
segment and portion of our show. We're going to go ahead and switch on over towards our Dynasty League and gear things up a little bit towards that. Like I said earlier, I do appreciate everybody coming on in for that first portion. It's been a lot of fun for us doing this. We're hoping to get better. And, please feel free to make suggestions. We're all ears.
That goes with everything.
We're
production.
Yep, we're just
everything.
Yep, we're here to have fun and hopefully provide some entertainment. So, moving right along into our Dynasty League. I'm embarrassed to start this way, but we're going to start with last week's picks. To start the week, we all three were 7-3 in our picks for our Dynasty League, and this week one of us is not close anymore.
It's me. 100%.
You said we were all 7-3 last week.
We were all 7-3 last week, and this week one of us is not on the same level. In the matchup of Sal versus I just drew a complete blank on who did I just lose to this week. All three of us took me.
Doss.
It was Doss. Yeah, Doss was 0-2. He smoked me with a 37-point performance from Goddard. It's 2 weeks in a row I lost to somebody scoring about 40.
He didn't smoke.
Which is ironic because Doss is actually quite good at smoking meats.
Yeah.
So, we all picked me, and we were all wrong. Moving right along to Corey versus Trevor Quinn. Corey and I took Corey. Wesley took Quinn. Moving on into Darian versus Shannon.
By how much? How much did he win by?
0.3.
It seems like somebody. It seems like there was a conversation that took place early on in the morning there. I believe it was Monday morning. Somebody called. I think they called me and asked me if they should start Brian Thomas Jr. or Terry McLaurin, and I'm pretty sure I said Terry McLaurin.
You did.
Tell me, would you have won the game if you played Terry McLaurin?
Yeah, by a lot.
Oh man!
By a lot.
Oh man! Oh, ain't that a shame? Anyways, moving right along.
That game if I started Andy Dalton over Kirk Cousins too. So I mean,
was that even in consideration?
No, never.
All
no
right,
way.
So, now it will be. Anyways, third game of the week. Shannon versus Darian. Wesley and I both took Darian, and Corey took Shannon. Fourth game of the week. Corpy versus Lagendijk. I did not want to be all of us taking Corpy, so I went against him, and I was the only one wrong. And then we all took Wesley. So, for records on the week, Corey, 3-2. Wesley, 3-2. Sal, 1-4.
Oh, it wasn't me. Oh yeah, give me a graphic.
So, yep, Corey and Wesley are 10-5 on the season now for the picks, and I am 8-7.
You
Don't worry, guys.
suck.
It's a young season. I'm catching you. Don't worry about it. So,
With that
that's our
5-0
records for
Florida.
now and who we picked. Let's move on into the games, shall we? Move right along into the games. Game 1, we're gonna start from the bottom. Richard versus Lagendijk. Lagendijk is 2-1 on the season. Richard is 1-2. Lagendijk is favored to win by just under 6 points. 140.84 to Richard's 134.99. Wes, you want to kick us off with that game?
Nope.
I will. Guys to watch. Lagendijk has got Will Levis starting if Justin Herbert is hurt. That is something to monitor this week for that matchup. If Justin Herbert is out, I'm staying away from anybody on the Chargers that's not a running back. I am absolutely starting both J.K. Dobbins and Gus Bus if Justin Herbert is hurt. I know Gus Bus has had a bad season, but they're going to get a lot of looks. And the big thing to watch for on Richard's side is, will James Conner have a bounce back game? Was abysmal against Detroit. Hopefully he reels it back in. I have Lagendijk winning this one in a close matchup. In fact, this is my closest matchup of the week.
Go ahead, Corey.
Well, there's a lot of good things Sal said there, and he's right about all of them. The problem is, even if Herbert was starting on his high ankle sprain against the Chiefs defense, no thanks. I'm going to start Will Levis anyway. It matters not, my friend. It matters not. I wouldn't start Herbert right now anyway. You can either start Will Levis or, he could probably try against Tony Pollard against Miami's defense, but I don't know, man. I wouldn't start Herbert this week until he's fully healthy. Not to mention the fact that with Harbaugh's offense, they don't throw that often anyway. But difference maker here is going to be Kyler Murray against Washington. He's more mobile than Burrow. Doesn't have as many weapons, at least on offense. Not as good as T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. He does have Marvin Harrison, but Kyler Murray and McBride. Yeah, I think Kyler Murray's going to be the difference maker here, and I got Lagendijk winning this one.
Michael Wilson?
T. Higgins?
You guys both pick Lagendijk, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, listen. Last week, I played Richard, and if he didn't play me, he would have beat everybody else in the league. I say Jalen Hurts having a bounce back game. Derrick Henry, he's still going to run the ball. I don't care if he's playing Buffalo or not. He's still running the ball. Marvin Harrison, he's going to catch it over Mikey Stannerstill, which much I love the guy. Gesicki seems like he's having a good... Man. Prescott's going to go off against the Giants. That's the one to watch for me. Prescott having a big game. I got Richard. Can't be the same as you guys. We gotta mix these things up. I got Richard. He played a good game against me.
Pick either.
I think he's gonna shine again.
Well, he did say it was going to be the closest game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. I thought this was going to be close.
Yeah.
Let's do Corey versus Wesley next. Why not? We're here. Corey is 0-3 so far. Predicted 130.31. Wesley is 3-0. Predicted 142.51. One of you guys want to take a stab at this, or you want me to go first again?
Look, Corey, what you think?
I don't want to. I no wanna.
Okay, I'll go. I'm going to win this game.
Okay.
No. I was saying I no want to play this one.
No, yeah. I'm going to win this game. Richardson's going to have a dud against Pittsburgh. Yeah, I don't really see anybody on your team other than Terry McLaurin. I think Terry McLaurin's going to have your best game this week, if not Monterey St. Brown. But yeah, I think my quarterback play is going to overpower yours. There's just, I don't know. I'm just starting to get a little too confident, which I'm not really comfortable with, especially in the fantasy leagues I've been with you guys in the past. So it's just an odd feeling. So, yeah.
Just play on that fear.
Yeah.
And know that I'm still going to creep up and not win this game. It's not going to be close.
So you're taking Wesley as well.
Oh my god, dude! I have the worst matchups imaginable, except for the Giants with Jake Ferguson. Like that's it. I think he's going to be my high scorer, and that might only be 20 points.
Go ahead, Sal. Take Corey.
I like Corey this week. You guys are you're saying a lot of bad things about Corey's matchups and Corey's teams, but Anthony Richardson is due. I look at Anthony Richardson. I look at that.
Pittsburgh.
I look at that Pittsburgh team, and I see a lot of opportunity. Truly, I see a lot of Yeah, that's fantastic. I see him running away from T.J. Watt because T.J. Watt ain't catching that boy. J.K. Dobbins, he's going to get the ball a lot. I look at Najee Harris against Indianapolis. I think that's a decent matchup for him. I look at Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's going to get a ton of targets. I look at Garrett Wilson coming off a decent game. He's going to get a ton of targets. Ferguson's going to look good. McLaurin's going to get a lot. Neighbors has got to get the ball. I don't know. I see it happening. My guys to watch for the week for Corey, it's Richardson. If Anthony Richardson puts up a dud, Corey doesn't win. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I think the guy to watch for Wesley, he's very confident. Lamar Jackson has scored 15 points and 7 points against the Buffalo Bills the last 2 times that he played them. 15 and 7. He has not scored 20 points against the Buffalo Bills since like 2018. So, I don't think Lamar's going to have a great game against him.
Put in right now. Just kidding.
No, I want to be different. He's going to have to rip the Band-Aid off and not be the loser of the league eventually. And Corey's just getting too big for his own Wesley's getting too big for his own britches, and so I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen at the most unexpected time, and I can't wait for you to rain on his parade in the next show that we do together.
Right.
God, man, that would be so great, and me of all people too.
It's never
Man,
gonna happen.
I come to the next show with a paper bag on my face if that happens.
I just want to be forward. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm taking it to happen. We'll move ahead and we'll go DOS versus Corpy. This is the most closely projected game of the week. DOS is 1-2. Corpy is 2-1. DOS is predicted 126.09. Corpy is predicted 128.49.
Corpy hasn't. Oh, are you putting someone in for Eckler then?
No,
he's got time. He's got time to change.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Eckler is predicted.
When you looked at it, Eckler's out right now.
yeah.
But he's still predicted like 8 points, right?
No, it's 0.
0.
It's
8-7-1.
Okay.
Ours is
Mine
0.
shows 8-7-1.
Right now it's 0.
Oh, well. Assuming then, my assumption would be that he's going to...
he got ruled out earlier today with a concussion.
He's going to put in
Tyson
11 o'clock this morning.
Ty Chandler?
Yep. So it'll be
So he could put in Ty Chandler.
It'll be similar.
Similar production. The guy for me to watch for him, though, truly was Devonta Smith. If he doesn't play, there's no way Corpy wins. That's his best wide receiver in my book. DOS, Jonathan Taylor, is the guy to watch out for this week for him. He had a fantastic week. He's playing against Pittsburgh. I think it's he who will struggle for the Colts, not Anthony Richardson. So I think that's the ones to watch out for. I have DOS winning this game on account of Corpy being banged up.
Wow. Want me to go?
Yeah, I'll go. If you look at his lineup, and you didn't see these questionables, knowing that you think, expecting Laporta to sit, Devontae if he doesn't clear concussion protocol, Purdy now being listed as day-to-day earlier today with back tightness and soreness, and Eckler already being ruled out. I mean, if you look at it on paper, there's no chance DOS wins this game. But everybody is hurt. Everybody's hurt on Corpy's team.
Oh, I see. Yeah. And he doesn't have much depth. We made that trade. I made that trade with him last week to help him get some depth, and it's just the rest of his team got hurt.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know, man. It's if you just look at it in a vacuum and just stare at it, you're like, man, dude, there's no way. And then everybody's hurt. His whole team's hurt. I don't really have a guy to watch for this. It's going to be ugly. I don't think the projected points are going to be anywhere close. I mean, unless Barkley does another 30-something point game, and I don't
The
know.
anticipation is killing me. Who you taking, man?
It's going to be Doss. It's going to be Doss. He's going to smoke.
You're killing me.
He's going to smoke him like he smokes brisket.
All right, I'm gonna short and sweet. It's gonna be Doss. Especially if Corpy doesn't make much changes to his lineup. There's a couple of guys he can put in, like Travis Kelce for Laporta, but Kelce hasn't done anything yet, so that's who knows. There's just too much. I got Doss. All these guys are on his side are gonna have better games, so.
All right.
I kind of hope we're all wrong here, but who knows?
Yeah. Let's do me and Shannon. One of you guys can go first. Salvatore
go
and
ahead.
Shannon.
Oh,
Wes, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, right now, you are projected to win 143.3 to 133.7. You are 1-2. He is 2-1. Guys, both got solid matchups this week. With that being said, I'm gonna go Sal.
Yes, sir.
Wide receivers, Jefferson Collins, and Olave, and Drake London. Your wide receivers are gonna have huge games. If I were to pick one, I'm gonna pick Nico Collins against Jacksonville Jaguars. They stink right now.
Yeah, they're bad.
So,
They've been bad.
Bad.
Yeah.
Corey, who you got?
I got you. And it's pretty easy. For same reason Wes said it. And I was looking at Pitts thinking, oh man, he's going to have a good matchup because the Saints defense, tight ends are, it's a good matchup. But I just looked back just to confirm he has never scored more than 12 points against the Saints. Not once. And they play him twice a year.
Gonna happen this week.
So, it could.
Well, that's why if you look at his suggested total, it's 11.95.
11.95, yeah. So, I think it's going to be Stroud and Nico. I think that they
How ironic.
reconnect this week and just crush it.
Cool.
And
I've
also
got
because
me-
Shannon picked my guy to be the poop pile, so that's also why.
Yeah. I've got me winning. It's nothing against Shannon's team. I think this is actually going to be a close game. I thought this one was the other candidate for my closest game, but I just like my team a little bit better. I should. Things to watch out for: C.J. Stroud coming off a couple of not great weeks. He really needs to perform this week, or it could be my demise. Player to watch out for on Shannon's roster, and this is another fun fact: a lot of people probably aren't super keen on. Geno Smith against Detroit last year, 328 yards, 2 touchdowns. He picked us apart. If he has another game like that, man, I'm going to be in dire straits. So I've got me, C.J. Stroud, Geno Smith. Those are the guys that we should be watching out for. Moving right along, Quinn versus Darian. I believe they were two of the 3 lowest projected scores this week. Quinn is 2-1. Darian is 1-2. Either one of you guys want to go first? Or you want me to go ahead and swing?
Corey, you take this one this time.
I can take this one. I don't know, man. I'm just when you said the 2 of the 3 lowest projected scores, I was like, oh man, am I the third one? I'm not. But I'm going to pick Trevor. I think Achane does not do well again, and I think Kyron Williams and Jordan Mason absolutely just shred New England and Chicago's defenses. I mean, I know Chicago's got a good defense, but Kyron Williams has been lights out this year. So, and he's starting sharp against Detroit's defense, and you don't want to start a running back against Detroit. So,
So you're taking...
I'm taking Quinn.
Quinn.
Okay.
Quinn.
That's crazy.
Even though he's starting Charbonnet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna jump in. I'm also taking Quinn. I don't see. The only thing that's like really concerning me is Charbonnet and Zach Ertz. I think Darnold's gonna have another good game. I think they're running the guys to watch. Right, you gotta watch them both. These running backs, they're gonna have big games, especially Kyron Williams. Mason stepped right in there for Christian McCaffrey. He's going to be the guy all year long. I don't really see Christian. I honestly don't see Christian playing this year. I think this is something's going on with his
He's in Germany right now.
Achilles or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
I don't know if
crazy.
he's getting some like stem cell stuff going on because apparently it's not available here. But A-Chain until Tua, if Tua comes back, I don't see that getting any better. Caleb Williams is trash, so I'm going Quinn.
I think this is going to be another tight matchup. Some things to note: Baker Mayfield's got a really tough matchup against Philly. Kyron Williams has a really tough matchup in Soldier Field. That's at Chicago. That's going to be a tough game for Kyron Williams. I think he's going to score. I don't think he's going to get over 15 points, maybe 15, 16, somewhere in there. But Stephon Diggs had a big game last week in Minnesota. Hasn't been big otherwise. He's starting Jaden Reed. I don't love Zach Ertz. Charbonnet at Detroit. These are all questionable choices for me.
Yep.
You look at Darian's team. James Cook at Baltimore. Don't love that at all. Jerry Jeudy has been subpar. Chuba Hubbard had a great week last week. He's playing against Cincinnati. I don't really know what I think about that. Deshaun Watson hasn't been great, but he's been good. Sam Darnold and Zach Charbonnet are going to be big, impactful for Quinn in this game. Those are really those two guys are something we need to pay attention to. I've been a big Caleb Williams hater. I don't think he's a great quarterback in the NFL yet, but I do think it is worth noting that he threw the ball 52 times last week at Indianapolis. 363 yards. Caleb Williams is going to have a big game against an LA Rams defense that is allowing teams to have really big games out of their quarterbacks. Darian's winning. I'm picking Darian.
Yeah, I was right there. I mean, everything you said was right on. I see what you're saying with Kyron Williams and everything in Chicago's D. Chicago does have a good D, so.
Sorry, I was long-winded on that one, but it was all just to explain that I wanted why I was making those, that assessment. So that kind of finishes up our picks for the week. Have we got anything that we want to last minute stuff that we want to throw out there? Anything that you guys have noticed, you guys have seen?
Oh, what you mentioned did you mention your biggest blowout?
Oh, my biggest blowout. Corey's going to blow Wesley out.
I appreciate the faith, brother. I really do.
I cannot.
It's coming, baby.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, I look at that matchup.
Taco Bell at 2 a.m., man.
I look at that matchup and I see, I'm looking at Corey and I'm like, yeah, dude, and I'm looking over at Wesley and it's I don't know.
Said, my biggest blowout is going to be you over Shannon.
Okay,
you're going to blow out Shannon. I think closest game, it's probably going to be Dawson Gorby.
Okay.
There's a lot of ifs in there. So.
And I think I'm going to be the highest scorer this week.
Hey,
by the way.
You are projected to be, aren't you not? We'll see if that holds true.
Oh, wow, I am. Didn't know that.
Yeah. By
I just noticed that too.
0.67. But yeah.
It's no 0.3. Okay. We're not having that around here.
That was wild. The whatever mine and your matchup was, what was that 0.8? And then he follows it up with a 0.3.
Yeah.
Hold my beer, man.
Yeah.
The worst part about that, not even that I didn't start McLaurin, is that the last drive when they put Mac Jones in, The only completion he had was to Brian Thomas, and then they took Thomas off the field for the rest of the drive. It was infuriating, dude.
I will do you one better. Because right after that happened, we were watching the Commanders game together, and I said, "You watch, Jaden Daniels is about to throw it to McLaurin on a deep ball for a touchdown in the next play."
Did you record that, Wes? Did you get that?
That would have been amazing. That would have been amazing.
Man, I almost threw my phone.
I think I woke my family up, dude. I jumped up out of my chair. I was so happy. Corey, who's your biggest blowout?
Oh my gosh, my biggest blowout's going to be Doss over Corpy, and the closest game. Yeah, and then the closest game. God, man, I don't even. Hell no. I picked myself to lose by a lot.
No. Believe in yourself.
Lagendijk and Aldridge, I think, will be close.
Okay.
Closer.
Okay.
But it's not going to be any 1 or 2 points. We're looking at like 8 to 10, maybe. I think that might be. But
real quick, my lowest scorer on the week is Corpy. Unless his team winds up all being able to play, Corpy is my lowest pick.
Yeah.
Man, if he doesn't swap out some guys, I know I had that as my closest matchup, but yeah, Corpy's going to be the lowest scorer.
Yeah.
Did we? I don't know. We're going to end the show here soon, but did we do? How often do we do power rankings for the league?
I did not do those for this week.
Yeah, so we'll maybe jump back on that next week or the week after that. So.
Well, yeah. Well, I think we can unanimously pick number 10.
Yeah, we got
right
1 and 10.
Yeah. on my screen, it's Wes. It's Sal. All right. Yeah.
All right,
I'm stupid. He's number 10.
Anything else?
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping in. No, that's it. Thanks for stopping in.
That's it.
Hope you enjoy what you're seeing.
All right,
give us some tips, some advice.
All right. Have a good night, fellas. Peace.
All right.